Right, so all this stuff we've been talking about is kind of alluded to in Carl Jung's famously most difficult book, Aeon. Another place that you'll find all this stuff, especially the shamanistic part, enlightenment part, you'll find it in The Secret of the Golden Flower, famous Chinese text written probably by Manichaeans.
Oh, so that's like a Christian sect,
Yeah,
wasn't it? Manichaeans?
that have gone towards Taoism. There's this binding. So he wrote the foreword to that as well. So he kept, just as I got to the end of understanding the work, once again the universe went, here, read this. Because, although I've read lots of other texts and been on the trailer stuff, you can't know everything, and sometimes things just do come in at the right time, don't they?
Holy shit, so Carl Jung wrote the foreword to The Secret of the Golden Flower?
Yes.
And who wrote that?
I mean,
the Manichaeans?
It's like a 14th century text or something, or 18, I can't remember, 1700s I think it is,
Wow.
Secret of the Golden Flower.
Right, okay.
So he's not that old, but he wrote the foreword to the translation.
Nice.
Right, so one of Jung's texts, it's not very important to know this, but he did a series of images, kind of. He was regurgitating his soul after a very personal breakdown that he had, that he investigated while it was happening. And in some of these fantasies that he had was a character called Paimon, this biblical character. And you can see him represented there in the top right, looking very much like
Saruman.
Come on, what? If you just squint your eyes, what is that?
It's like an eagle.
It's a fucking mushroom, man.
Oh, right, yeah, it's got the gills and everything, hasn't it?
Trained you
Come on,
guys
the
by
answer's
now.
always a mushroom.
Everything's a mushroom. So, I mean, that is quite blatantly a mushroom, but then we'll see there's lots of other things going on in that image that show me that this pattern that I found is much more widespread than I come to believe.
Ah, yeah. I suppose it's got those gills, hasn't it? The mushroom gills. And
And the fact it's red and it's psychedelic and it's to do with a mystic, there are many signs that
Wait, is he standing on top of a pillar again?
he's on top of a beehive, which is another.
Beehive.
Most honey in the past was psychedelic.
That's another Freemasonic symbol, the beehive.
Yeah, and if you see in the way the Freemasons draw it, they're getting Liberty Cat mushrooms because it's the same shape with a little nipple on top.
Is there any psychedelic honey nowadays?
Yeah. Watch lots of video. There's lots of Vice videos and things like that on it. Yeah, lots of places. Not so much in the West anymore. Like Greek honey back in the day was like rhododendron honey, and you would get off your mind off that. That's why the thing about mead, it wasn't just the alcoholic content; it was all the other stuff that the bees are bringing back from various.
Is it the Euclidean rituals?
The Euclidean rituals.
The
Eleusinian. Oh, fuck it.
Eleusinian.
I was like, I've never heard of these.
Fuck, they sound good though.
Oh, yeah.
Euclidean mysteries.
Isn't that just spirograph?
Oh, you know it.
No, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
You're right. The Eleusinian. So
The
that was
Eleusinian
based in Eleusis.
Yes.
And this was another one of these secret ceremonies where you'd be initiated and you can't reveal what happens when you go in there by pain of death. Was it to Apollo, the Eleusinian mysteries? I think Apollo was
it not Dionysus?
It might have been Dionysus.
Probably Dionysus. If it's drugs and stuff, it's probably Dionysus. I can't quite remember.
The god of partying.
Yeah, I do remember that the thing itself was called the kykeon, the thing that they drank.
Yeah.
And if you look at the recipe for it, it spells mushroom.
I'm remembering The Immortality Key now by Brian.
It's been a long time since I've read
Marescu.
Yeah, he was very much focused on the Eleusinian mysteries and
not the Euclidean mysteries.
Euclidean mysteries. We need to start.
Absolutely.
I think we should start our own.
Yeah, let's get it on.
Let's start our own mystery school.
Definitely. We need 9 spirographs.
They'll just cancel each other out and then multiply mystically. It'd be like a Ouija board. I don't know how that'll work, but we'll
We'll do it. We'll do something. Circles.
We'll do something. In a
circles
circle.
within circles. Right, so Carl Jung was this dude, and he found stuff out. Next slide, please.